Namaste again, my beautiful girls. Another request. I'm trying to. I will try in a month of May to fulfill all your requests. Of again, choose your card. And this is when I get already like close to 100 emails with the same request, please do a video like this. I with donations, and you're asking me to do that. Of course, I will do that. The request was cards are falling. Request was does he love me or her, whoever her is. Again, my recommendation to you girls, if you are not sure whether he loves you or her, and it's a third party, always painful, and better if you are with the best, if you are with someone for whom you are the only one. This is what I want for each one of you. But this is your request, and I'm going to fulfill that request. So, does he love you or her? Choose one of 5. I am going to use a one deck, so I can give you additional clarification and advices what you can do in this situation. Again, question: does he love me or her? Whoever her in your case, a lover, girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, wife, ex-wife, whoever it is in your situation. This is your situation. Question is, does he love me or her? He might be loving both of you. Card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, card number 4, and number 5. And how about we maybe I'll do some clarification later on. Again, want to do one card, at least this is what I feel like doing so far. When I feel like putting tons of decks, this is how I do it so far. I want to do one. If I feel like I want to add, I will add. Card number 1, один. Card number 2, два. Card number 3, 3. Card number 4, 4. Card number 5, 5. You know, does he love me or her? Sometimes the answer could be that he doesn't have deep feelings to either one of you. It can be as well this way. So let us see what is there, what the message is there. And again, I am asking you, please do not shoot the messenger. This is how the cards are. You can, in this reading, choose more than one if you feel like it, if you sense that this is something you need to do. And you can listen to the whole reading. Maybe the all cards together could be resonating, and each one of them might give you a certain answer, certain advice, or certain clarification in the situation. For those of you who need to get in touch with me, please and sorry for coughing, sorry for me coughing, I'm still coughing. Everything is under the video, so let us start. Does he love me or her? Card number 1. Oh, I see this one for the second time today. Unfortunately, my beautiful women, my beautiful girls, whoever chose this card, you see a person completely stuck in a situation. What we have in the swords, the 8 of swords, you don't have to be a tarologist to see this situation. Always signifies a third party, always is a 3. Of course, the question is, does he love you or her? Unfortunately, we're dealing with a man right here. First of all, it's a crisis in your relationship. It's really a moment of conflict, of you feeling stuck in this whole story. He feels stuck in this whole story. But again, our question is, does he love you? Does he love you or her? My beautiful girls, there is no love in this situation, neither to you nor to her. This man completely stuck in his own fears, doubts, borders, taboos, and absolutely feels no freedom of doing anything. Unfortunately, it's really bad in between you and him, and it's really bad between him and her. It's bad. So it's fear, it's not wanting to make improvement, neither with her nor with you. He is unfortunately completely in isolation and lonely in his own. There is no way out. This card, it's like there is no way out. You see, the hands are tight, the person is blindfolded. Any step can cause the cut. But unfortunately, it's not just a person who doesn't do any steps to improve anything anyhow, but also doesn't want to do any step doing anything anyhow. So there gonna be no initiative, none towards her or you. He doesn't love none of you. There is no love in him at all. He's isolated from feelings and emotions, unfortunately. So he just considers that there is nothing can be done, and all he can do is just stay in this isolation for the future. If you are, of course, there is also, it's a good emotional world collapsed, and it's of course inner fears and what's forbidden and his own illusions. It's also the complex of a victim. So what, my beautiful girls, my advice always when I see this card in this, just leave it behind. Just leave it all behind. This man appeared in your life for a certain with a certain goal. Usually this card also has a meaning of the golden cage. If a man, for example, in a marriage which brings him social status, or a man is famous or a man is in religion, for example, as a thornbirds, he is a priest on one of the religion of darkness, and love is forbidden in religion of darkness, and he can't do anything, and he will not do anything. Like if it's Catholic priest and he loves you, but he's not going to do nothing. He's a victim of his own fears, doubts, wrong ideas and circumstances. Or he is I don't know, a famous man who wouldn't do nothing because he is afraid to lose his fame or to lose his status or to lose. He's very miserable, he's very unhappy. But what comes to love, you or her, he doesn't love, neither you nor her. There is no love in him at all, unfortunately. Just the fears and not being able or wanting to do anything. Again, don't shoot the messenger, girls. This is how the cards are. Number 2, does he love me or her? Both of you. Holy moly. All right, girls, you're dealing with a man with a fire sign, so probably you are dealing with a 7 of excuse me, 7 of wands. What is the 7 of wands? Is fire, is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius in sun, moon, or rising. But a man who loves both of you, who has lots of fire in him. But the problem is that neither he's ready to let her go out of his life, neither he's ready to let you go out of his life. The problem is when you get pissed whatever is going on or not going on between you two, and whenever you are trying to walk away from him, he constantly starts fighting for you to keep you there. So he doesn't let you go, but he's not staying with you fully. For some of you, but he's not letting you go either. What is Seven of Wands signify? He does love you, though. I tell you, he does love you, but he loves her as well. She's dear to him as well. So what we are having here, that between you and him there are things, their forces which are against two of you. Could be what? Could be again religions of darkness, could be social, could be his family is not gonna accept you, your family never gonna accept him, so on and so on and so on. Lots and lots of obstacles, but at the same time the problem is you're dealing with a very stubborn man who will not compromise. He will not compromise at all. So you are living on a volcano constantly. You don't know what the hell is going on. He wants to be with you, or he wants to be with her. He still thinks of her. He still girls, we're dealing with this situation when you both are dear to him, and he loves both of you, and he is attached to both of you, and he's not gonna let her go of his. He can't. It's like, you know, it's a I don't know how good is this example, but it's like left and right hand. For him, you are dear, both of you. But if you want to be the only one for him, then probably you know, it's worse to walk away. But it's not going to be easy to walk away from him, because he's going to be fighting for you. But you both are dear to him. He does love you, but he's attached to her as well, loves both of you. So this is a situation which you need to look deeper into. But so far, you know, it's not a good example in romantic relationship, but you love your both children the same. But you know, she is dear to him in one point, for example, mother of his children, or a woman who was his first love, and you're his second and last love and deep love. But you both are dear to him. Better if we look deeply into this, but he's not gonna let you go easily. If you want to go, you would have to really be firm in this. But he loves you, but he loves her too. Number 3. Yeah, that happens, girls. It sometimes happens when a man is between two women, and they both are very, very dear to him. It's not very often. It's not something which happens on a regular basis, but it can be. Number 3. It was a very complicated situation in 6 of swords. Does he love you, or he loves her? He loves you, but this love cost him a lot. You see all those swords right here. It's him finally sailing away from those swords. But it's so, first of all, very often what this card signifies is that you are there is a distance in between you, or for example physical distance, or there is a separation. So he was with you, but he had to go back home to whatever his probably home country, or he had to go to some business trip, or he disappeared without telling you a single word, without explaining you, or he stopped a relationship with you and you don't know. Anyway, this is separation, could be a separation. But at the same time, there is he does love you though. but there is lots of secret which you don't know about yet. If he is married and you're asking yourself, are they gonna be is there gonna be a separation between him and his spouse? Yes, this is the card of men leaving one woman in order to be with another woman. But at the same time, it's very complicated. It's coming out of a very complicated situation, but it needs a lot of time to recover from this situation. And one of the reason of the pain, for example, he could divorce a woman, but a child, because you see the child right here in the boat. It could be a child or children or one child, which would make your togetherness very, very, very difficult, because he's gonna be missing that child, or his spouse is using a child to manipulate him, or was using a child, or is going to be using the child in your nearest future. So yes, there is love. Yes, he does love you. And he this in the future he will be with you, but he still is going to be connected to the other woman, probably through a child or through other circumstances which still are gonna keep them in touch with each other. Sometimes, believe it or not, six of swords signifies the kind of like a cold beauty, some type of balance, but that balance which is not bright like a sun. But you are going to be talking a lot, you are going to be messaging a lot to each other. This is soulmates and karmic soulmates card, but at the same time, there is a lots of things which are separating you, life circumstances, and still going to be separating you in the future. So does he love her or you? Yes, he loves you, and he might be telling you about this, because sometimes this card means the confession in love, but that's gonna be some difficulties there. Me talking too much. You see how I can tell, I could be keep on talking. You see how much I can tell you just using one card. I can tell you much more of the situation just using one card than if I used 5 decks. Number 4, does he love you or her? Absolutely loves you. Absolutely loves you. You see this man working really hard and being all involved into his work on the you see now the symbol after what happened to Notre Dame. Even this card got a new meaning after the fire in Notre Dame. On the back side, you see Notre Dame de Paris, which you see the walls, and you see this man is building the Notre Dame. Or rebuilding it. So for some of you, believe it or not, the fire in Notre Dame, and this card could say that it was over between you two, and the fire was there, and you thought it was done, it was gone, it all collapsed. And when the fire was over and you are able to see clearly what's going on, you still see that the roof is not there, but the walls are still the walls are still standing. So he is ready to become ready to become. So it's either in the past you've had that breakup, and you thought that it's all over, it's all collapsed, it's all done. What we all were thinking when we saw Notre Dame collapsing. Now we see the walls are still there, and the roof they are gonna rebuild. Something like this. He sees clearly, and he says that he wants to rebuild it. The walls are still there. It's not all gone. It's not all over. He loves you. No, that other girl is no longer there. He wants to be with you. He wants to rebuild what was broken and make it even better, even more beautiful. This card is the step towards you. He became mature. This fire and what happened in between you two made him realize something. Maybe you left him, maybe you left each other, maybe you broke up. He wants to become a builder of Notre Dame, the one which will bring a life back to Notre Dame. Those walls are still there. He is creating the plans. He has the money. He's all there, involved with every particle of his physical and non-physical, but he wants to make it into physical, because earth sign, especially if you're dealing with earth sign, especially if you're dealing with Taurus, Virgo or Capricorn, this is about you, because these are pentacles. Even if he thinks that he's not knowing something or not capable of something, he is ready to learn how to do this. If you speak Chinese, he will learn to speak Chinese. If he still has inner obstacles as a traumas from the past, he'll get his pride together, go to a psychic or to myself, or to a psychic or to a psychologist, and try to heal those traumas, so he can come to you and build it all together. Yes, he does love you, and there is perspective for the future. And the last one, my beautiful girls, number 4, of course. Okay, good and not good. Now, first of all, yes, let's start with a little negative. First of all, this is a positive card. It's positive. It's 3 of Cups. It's positive card. But 3 in minor arcana sometimes talk about a 3 party. She still, you see, does he love her or he loves you? He loves you. Good thing here. But what comes to her? She has her warm place in his heart. This woman who you are asking about, that woman touched deeply something inside of him, and it's not something he's gonna forget. But you shouldn't be worried about it, okay? Excuse me, please. You should not be worried about his warm feelings to her, because probably he fell in love with her when he was 12, and circumstances could be different. But you should not worry about it at all. It shouldn't be any of your concern, because traditionally this is the card of you know what they call this card? The wedding bells. They call this card of engagement. Even sometimes of the addition of a third person means having a baby. So yes, he has warm feelings to her. Yes, she has her own place in his heart, but you absolutely should not worry about it, because with you he feels ridiculously happy. His feelings to you are strong. Your feelings to each other are mutual. You're enchanted with each other. You're absolutely in harmony with each other. Don't even think about her. Another thing, this is a soulmate card as well, karmic soulmate card, and he wants to share his love with you, not with her. He's open to you, not to her. If you've had some problems in the past, this is a time for changes of a climate. Like even if it was a little bit of a winter time, now there is a springtime. A good thing about this card is also a new level in your love. So if there was something, some misunderstanding, some crisis, we know that transformation doesn't come easy, and transformation always comes with some not easy moments in life. Beautiful, he does love you, and she can stay there in a little tiny part of his heart, but it's probably the tense part of his heart is for her, the rest is for you. So don't bother, don't poison yourself with jealousy, don't poison yourself with thinking, doubting him, constantly asking him, so do you love me, did you forget her? Don't do that, don't make this mistake. You are loved and you love, nothing else should bother you. It's a beautiful card in every single way. So my beautiful queens, this is all answers to your questions. I hope it was helpful, and if you need to get in touch with me, everything is under the video. I am wishing you all the most beautiful things in the world, and remember, you are a beautiful, powerful beings of light, and your thoughts are material and create your material reality. Keep joy, laughter, and happiness in every particle of your heart and soul, so you could attract into your life more reasons to laugh, more reasons to be joyful and happy. Namaste.